Players can learn a lot, though, from being in situations like that. Quite often they get to play a lot. The younger players in teams that are struggling can be formative years. Launch towards Shayaka, but flag up over on the far side. Fernando Batista, the man in charge of this Venezuela side. Long there towards Yes from Chacon. Good pace here from Chacon for Perez, who stretched but couldn't get any significant contact. There's Guararipa. Segovia with the ball forward, but through it goes to Chaya. Don't want to make it a foot race with Chacon down that right-hand side. There's good quality on the ball in it as well. Just wonder if Perez was slightly on his heels there. There's Lacava. Now Ronaldo. Clearly got license to roam, hasn't he? He's comfortably their best player. He's won them a free kick. Youngest ever Indonesia international, Ronaldo. 2 caps now, and rather unceremoniously brought down by Segovia. Mohamed Rafli will take this free kick. See Nico going to make a run at the near post, and up from the back is Ferrari. Making sure the ball is suitably organised here. The referee taking a while as we wait for Rafli to take the free kick. Now there's a lecture for Ferrari and Segovia. Plenty of movement in there, and after the big build-up, it's easily nudged away at the near post by Guararipa. Adrian Kova to take the throw here. Picked on by Perez. That took an awkward bobble in front of Chaya. Supriyadi did well actually to get anything on that. Could have been one of those horrible moments for the goalkeeper. He always knew it would be tough for his side here. Doncic. They've started okay. Just expect the Venezuela players, given the level they're playing at and the kind of players they're playing with, even if it's Spanish youth sides, it's still a very, very high level. They might just know a little bit too much. Saw that with Panamanian side yesterday. Even at the ages they are, really together as a team and real good game management as well. Takes you a long way, that. Big climb from Ferro, and this is Perez, but Chaya Supriyavi does really well off his line. Here's Edgar Amping. Cross comes big centre half, Andres Ferro. It's lofted forward, and just the first touch of Perez took it away from him. Rampo with a really clever touch forward there. Forward by Emerson Ruiz. Amping gave it away. There's Segovia. Nice run in behind by La Cava. Now Guerrerapa deflection. Good stop from Chaya. Venezuela just cranking up the pressure a little more. La Cava with the header inside. Lovely turn from Ronaldo. Great bit of individual skill, and he's fouled again. And they'll start just having a look at the referee a bit here. It's the second clear foul on Indonesia's best player. There's that deflection. It was a useful hit in the end from Guerrerapa, and after the deflection, it's a good save, that. Challenged by Ferro. Plays for Metropolitanos in the Venezuela League. 6 appearances this season at the Copa Sudamericana. Effectively the Europa League in South America. It's not an exact comparison, but it's really the best we've got. Here's Ronaldo. Yes, on Chacon. Perez had gone far too early with his run, but that's really good play from La Cava. Just pulled over, was he? Well, he thinks he was. Segovia couldn't find a way through. He's a clever player, isn't he? Matias La Cava. Just didn't quite have that burst of pace to take him away from the defender. Coming across was Ferrari. Over Perez with a turn. It was far too easy for him, and well, he went for power at the near post, and Chaya stood in his way. Got way too close to him there, the defender. Rosadi needs to learn that you can't allow yourself to be turned that quickly and that easily. Perez straight away acknowledging that he chose the wrong option there. Well, they go short, and Ronaldo had been told by his coach to pick up that run. Venezuela got a player over at the far post, and Guerrerapa with a header. It's another good save by Supriyavi. Giving it away again here, Indonesia. This is La Cava. Excellent challenge. Really good tackle that. Pamungkas needed to win it. Yeah, it's a good stop. Just needed to generate his own power a bit, didn't he, Guerrerapa? But twice now he's come close. This time, players called over are Pamungkas and Ferro. Ferro should be a real threat, shouldn't he, from these set pieces. 1 goal in the league this season. It's a good delivery. It was Perez. He saw that all the way, but couldn't guide inside the far post. He had a really good look at that, but came off the shoulder. Fernando Batista watching on there, the man in charge of this Venezuela side, brother of 1986 World Cup winner Sergio. Adrian Kova with the throw. Segovia just not quite able to turn into space. Here's Lacava. Now Ronaldo. Needs to be cleverer than that. He's already shown us that he has a trick and can beat a player, Ronaldo. Here's Rusadi. Referee didn't like the force of the challenge there on Arkan Fikri. There's Rafley to play it forward. Conde across to mop up any danger. Knee ligament injury for him this season kept him out for a fair part of it. Still managed 20 first-team appearances. He's another with a full international cap, Oscar Conde. As Venezuela got towards the end of their unsuccessful World Cup qualifying campaign, one or two of the younger players were thrown in, and Chacon and Conde part of that. And swinging corner and fairly confident header from Perez. Already saw Group A get underway yesterday. Argentina, France, Panama and Saudi Arabia. Argentina with a very narrow win against Saudi Arabia, and France and Panama drew 0-0. Panama winning that penalty shootout to give them 2 points to France's 1. Group C, Algeria, Colombia, Comoros and Japan underway tomorrow. That Comoros side is a very interesting team when you look at where the players have been gathered from. Is Edgar Damping. Now Perez. It's been caught just under the knee. That looked a painful one. Ferrari with the challenge. Let's have another look at it. I think it's the way he falls. Well, he tries to jump over him to win the ball. It's clumsy at best there. I don't think it was a deliberate stab, but it had exactly the same effect. You need to be a lot more aware of what you're doing with your body than that. He's lucky to not get a card for that. Martinez Lacava to take this free kick then. The angle's right for his left foot as he drifted in towards the far post. I think he'll be fairly happy so far. Jenan Radoncic. Batista's side have been the better side, no question about that, but Indonesia dealt with the challenge okay so far. Ghana in Vitrol coming up next for Indonesia, and then Mexico back here. Other way round in terms of those challenges for Venezuela. There's Ferro. See the people going about their daily lives in Albania. In the background of that picture, that fairly iconic bridge with the tram that goes over it. Shoved in the back there. That looked a rather painful fall for Arkan Fikri. Yeah, that was a strong challenge by Segovia. You put into context where these squads come from. It's easy to watch games like this and think that they're at the same stage of development, but Velasco Segovia, for example, just made that challenge, has made 57 appearances in the top flight in Venezuela. One or two of the players have that kind of experience, and up against Indonesia players who are still finding their way, really. If they have played in the first team, they haven't done so much in the Indonesian league, so they're doing well so far. Mad country, Indonesia, of course, and it's developing all the time. Such a pool of talent. Here's Ronaldo. Back from Pamungkas to Rusadi. Now Chaya. Still on the front foot. Venezuela, Rapper with the ball in towards Perez, but it's a good claim from Chaya. Shown himself to a really good pair of hands. He's made 2 good saves already. Yet to make a league appearance. He's at Persija Jakarta, been with them since the under-16s. There's Rafley. Chacon beaten to it. And that's nodded out of play by Edgard. Adrian Kova with the throw for Ferro. Mentioned the Indonesia players adjusting to the challenge in front of them. The same is true of Venezuela. They've started pretty well, as they should have done. Created chances for this player, Daniel Perez. The goalkeeper's made a couple of good saves. The Venezuelans will feel that if they continue in this way, then they're certainly going to create more chances. And if they take one, they might grab 2 and 3. Feels like that kind of game.
Hey, Taka! No, Taka! Yeah.
The Carver to take the corner then. Deep once again, and far too deep. It's been a very deliberate tactic so far. It's been interesting these last few years, Venezuelan football, because you remember that the glorious performance in the Under-20 World Cup when they reached the final back in 2017, beaten by England in that final. It just felt like that would herald a real breakthrough in South American terms for the Venezuelan international side. Of course, it still might. Those players are still young, but hasn't quite progressed as they would have liked, and they were poor in the recent World Cup qualifiers. Peckerman has taken over now. We'll hope to take them to great things. In terms of individuals, well, the likes of Fariñez, the brilliant goalkeeper, who's seen his progress stopped a little bit stalled at Lens. More on that in a moment. Indonesia sweep it back, but the likes of Ferro Reyes, played for the national side already. Yangel Herrera, well in MLS. And Jefferson Soteldo didn't do so well in MLS, now playing at Tigres in Mexico. Just feel if they can knit those talents together, plus maybe one or two of these, then they might just take that next step and be desperate to come close to qualifying for a World Cup, a real go. I think the general feeling is the talent pool is much bigger than their results at international level have suggested. Here's Ferro. Jesus Paz to take the throw. Noticeable start of the game. Indonesia were really looking to play out from the back and adapted a little bit and gone a bit longer. And now they're much growing in confidence. Might yet be their undoing. Plenty of quality on that Venezuela bench. Here's Edgard. Took on Chacon there. Did well to drift away from him, and now Ronaldo, who needs to stay involved. Forward by Rafley. This is much better from Indonesia, and Samuel Rodriguez called into action for just about the first time. Here they come again, Indonesia, again growing in confidence. Laid back there for Rafley to hit. There's Pamungkas. Oh, they've got a free kick. A dangerous area. It's a yellow card as well for Saul Guarirapa. He's a little bit late, isn't he? I'm not sure he went into that challenge any great force, but got a yellow card against his name now. Can they make one of these set pieces? It's Mohamed Rafi who's going to take it. There are a few words near the penalty spot before we get things underway. And another miss. Just feel that those set pieces can be a real route to success for Indonesia. That hasn't been good enough so far. Here's Andres Ferro. Jesus Paz. Still the closest we've come to a goal, the deflected strike. Guarirapa, his header as well, both well saved by Chaya. Perez has had a couple of chances. That headed chance, you know, the one he played was a very good one. Well, we are going to have a water break now. Normally a good excuse for both coaches to do a little bit of coaching as well, but important that the players take on as much fluid as possible here. So just over the half hour and we can break. Well, still goalless here, and that means that in what has been an uncharacteristically slow start to this year's Toulon Venezuela, we've still only had one goal from open play. The Venezuelans are in the house to support their side. Good atmosphere in Aubagne yesterday for France getting their tournament underway, and Argentina as well. I would imagine when Algeria start, we'll have quite an atmosphere too. Always very well supported when they're playing France. Well, Batista, I think, will be just reinforcing his pre-match messages here in terms of what they've done so far. That was the ball in. Clever ball, isn't it, from Rafley to tee it up down the right-hand side, but it's a fairly comfortable grab for Samuel Rodriguez, and there's the header from Guarirapa. That's well saved by Chai. He's always having to generate his own power there at the far post. And the closest we've come was the Perez header wide. And also that deflected shot from Guarirapa. That could have gone anywhere. It was a good reaction save that from Chaya. Well, we will be able to get back underway here. Will we have a pre-half-time breakthrough for Batista's side? Mustn't allow Perez to get too isolated. The Venezuela number 9, he needs players around him. Minutes to play until half time, although a few minutes added to that. First of these Toulon Maurice Ravellos was back in 1967. Clubs involved then: Anderlecht, Slovan Bratislava in the final. Fair to say things have developed a bit since. Forward by Segovia. Nice 1-2 there, but no power on the shot. So a good half though, Tabasco Segovia of Deportivo Lara. Always awkward for him on that left side. There's Rusadi. Given away by Fikri, now Perez. It's Sal Guarirapa. He's rather more nimble-footed Guarirapa than his frame would suggest. Indonesia looking to counter now. Edgard, Rusadi, that's been their route, hasn't it, down that right-hand side. Captain Ferrari trying to pick out the run that time. Got good pace, Chayana. I think they've worked out that that's a fairly good matchup for them. Forward by Ferro. It's a really clumsy push in the back. Emerson Ruiz. Now Ferrari. Here's Rusadi. Little touch from Ronaldo. Challenge there from Emerson Ruiz that was full of frustration. Venezuela not having things their own way. Don't forget Mexico taking on Ghana in our second game later on. There's another foul from Emerson Ruiz. Given that Saw a yellow card for Guerra Rapper earlier on. That's 2 from Listen in the space of a minute. Oh, don't know. There wasn't too much contact, was there? And he's pulled out of it. They haven't got one of these set pieces right yet. Narkan Fikri is the man who's going to try and change that trend here. 5 to go until half time. Again, they don't beat the first defender. Again, it's too easy for Perez. There's a flag up over on the far side against Chayana. Kova. Guerra Rapper. That's a clever ball in towards Lakava. It's a really good defensive challenge, one for which the price has been paid. There was an awkward landing there for Edgard. Just about anticipated, though. He did really well to get across. Well, he'll be a fairly frustrated figure, Fernando Batista. His team's played okay, but things haven't quite gone to plan in the final third. Well, we wait to get the game back underway. If there's any question that Adončić will be the happier coach in terms of where the game is, not necessarily in terms of who's the better side, but Indonesia team's grown into this, and this man Ronaldo hasn't had a great deal to do with it so far. He might do now, though. He got himself into a good position. But he felt it was worth it. It's always difficult running a cross goal like that. He couldn't really set himself properly. He's been the most threatening player of the half. Sal Guararapa. Perez lost that there and stopped playing for a moment. Forward by Nico. It will be another Indonesia free kick from a similar position in which they've already had 2 or 3. And when you're the outsider going into tournaments like this, I hope you need to have worked so hard on your set pieces. They can be a real leveler. I know they're not a massive team, Indonesia, but it doesn't always matter. They haven't got one of these right so far. Can they at least beat the first defender? This time they can. Looks a little predictable though. 2 added minutes. It's been entertaining enough. Venezuela with the chances. Chaya Supriyadi's done well in that Indonesia goal, but signs in the last 10 minutes of this first half that Indonesia just playing their way into things a bit. I wonder where their goals are going to come from. Charaka is being asked to lead the line, but not sure how much of a cutting edge they've got. We'll have to see about that. Venezuela certainly have the quality in those forward areas with the likes of Perez and Guararapper and Lacava, who's shown flashes of brilliance. Over the top towards Chacon. Well organised though, his team. Here's Lacava. Turn behind for Venezuela corner. Right at the end of this first half. Beyond everyone, and it's gone out of play. And that should do it for the first half of our first game on the second day of the 48th Tournoi Maurice Revello. We had a goalless draw yesterday and a tight 1-0, and so far no goals in this one. Venezuela have had the better chances, unquestionably. Lacava's been on the ball, certainly was early on. Guararapper's the player who's come closest, and Perez should have scored from a very good headed chance, but Indonesia will be happy so far as they go into their half-time huddle. You still say Venezuela would be favourites to go on and win, but Indonesia are giving them plenty to think about here. Half-time, Indonesia 0, Venezuela 0.
RCTI Plus mempersembahkan kisah sequel kehidupan penghuni Herapeles lebih seru, penuh ambisi, dan dendam. Saya sudah menang. The Penthouse 2. Streaming sekarang drakor di RCTI Plus, gratis, no ribet. RCTI Plus, satu aplikasi semua hiburan. RCTI Plus, satu aplikasi semua hiburan. Menghadirkan fitur terbaru, Travel. Kamu bisa cari lagu dengan katalog yang selalu diupdate. Ada fitur ID lagu, bantu kamu temukan lagu apa yang sedang diputar. Download dan dengarkan lagu favoritmu dengan atau tanpa internet. Semua ini yang dipersembahkan oleh sponsor favoritmu. Semua yang kamu mau ada di RCTI Plus, satu aplikasi semua hiburan.
Mas, kamu kenapa sih, Mas? Kenapa sih gak mau berubah? Kok marah sama aku? Salah aku apa?
Saya gak punya waktu banyak untuk ngobrol.
Duluan ya, duluan. Udah, kita tuh sebagai tukang ojek harus kompak. Kan malu ntar sama supir bajai, supir metro mini. Dulu ojek dulu.
Sinetron unggulan Indonesia sekarang ada versi audio seriesnya. Dengerin di RCTI Plus dijamin lebih greget.
Ya, Ya, 45 menit sudah kita lalui dan di akhir babak pertama ini skor masih imbang 0-0 bagi Indonesia dan juga Venezuela. Oke, Bung Maruf, bagaimana? Kalau kita melihat di babak pertama tadi sepertinya pertandingan ini berjalan dengan imbang ya, Bung?
Ya, saya sepakat bahwa ini laga berjalan dengan imbang, kemudian dengan intensitas yang masih tidak terlalu tinggi ya, tidak kemudian intensitas, kemudian kedua tim saling seperti serang, tapi kemudian mereka bermain dengan pola, mereka mencoba bermain lebih rapi, mereka mencoba tidak terlalu terburu-buru. Kalau kemudian kita bicara dari sisi peluang, tadi sempat saya khawatir jangan-jangan nanti Venezuela akan sangat berbahaya, ternyata iya nggak seberbahaya itu. Oke lah, memang kalau kita lihat dari sisi jumlah tembakannya memang cukup jauh ya, karena 7 berbanding 2, kemudian 4 on target untuk Venezuela, sementara Indonesia belum pernah ada ya, atau kemudian 1. Tapi kalau kemudian kita lihat penguasaan bola, Indonesia cukup nyaman dengan penguasaan bola karena penguasaan bola mereka mencapai 52%. Jadi kalau kita lihat dari sisi ini, Indonesia mungkin tidak terlalu agresif karena jelas mereka harus hati-hati, mereka lebih rapi karena takutnya adalah counter yang dilakukan bisa jadi sangat beresiko.
Iya, kalau kita lihat memang di babak pertama tadi Indonesia bisa bermain dengan nyaman ya.
Betul.
Walaupun di awal-awal memang seperti kita lihat di layar ini adalah serangan dari Venezuela ya, Bung ya?
Ya, ini adalah tekanan pertama ya, dan ini yang membuat memang Indonesia harus mewaspadai bagaimana kemampuan counter yang dilakukan oleh para pemain Venezuela, dan kita lihat sebuah penampilan yang luar biasa. Cahaya Supriyadi, dia keluar dari sarangnya dan melakukan penyelamatan, banyak penyelamatan yang dilakukan oleh penjaga gawang yang berusia 19 tahun ini dari Persija Jakarta, karena dia bermain dengan cukup konsisten ya. Kita lihat banyak sekali blocking, banyak sekali save, dan ini yang tadi sempat di awal kita katakan bahwa peran penjaga gawang akan sangat penting untuk bagaimana menjaga konfidensi dari para pemainnya. Dan tadi sempat di sisi sayap Amping yang dieksploitasi berkali-kali, 2 fullback kanan kiri kita yang ditempati oleh Cahyana dan kemudian Amping beberapa kali memang dipaksa untuk bekerja lebih keras. Dan Indonesia bukannya tanpa peluang, karena beberapa kali ada juga peluang termasuk apa yang dilakukan oleh Asrul, pemain yang memang secara postur tidak terlalu tinggi, tapi pemain ini sangat punya kemampuan untuk menghandle bola, kontrol bola baik, kemudian passing dia baik, dan juga kemudian kita lihat bagaimana Ronaldo Kuateh ya, yang juga berusaha untuk bisa memberikan pressure, memberikan tekanan ke pertahanan dari Venezuela.
Iya, tapi memang keberadaan Ronaldo Kuateh ini di pertandingan ini dan di timnas U19 ini memberikan suatu udara segar juga ya,
betul.
Semangat juga kalau saya lihat tadi bagaimana ketika melakukan serangan Indonesia ini bisa melakukan serangan dengan terstruktur, Bung.
Iya, hanya memang dia tidak sebagai target man, dia bermain lebih melebar dalam formasi 4-3-3.
Oke, baiklah Bung Maruf dan juga viewers RCTI Plus, kita akan membahas bagaimana nanti jalannya babak kedua, tapi setelah yang satu ini.
Musik itu buat aku adalah pengisi hidup aku. Dan itu aku bisa melakukan itu semua dengan musik. Kita akan jadi penyanyi nomor 1 di Indonesia.
Selama kita masih diberikan kesempatan, selama masih diberikan kepercayaan untuk melakukan hal tersebut, dan kita bisa melakukannya, kenapa tidak? Kalau buat saya hari ini nggak sulit untuk memilih menjadi ibu dan sekaligus menjadi seorang pekerja. Poin saya adalah fokus pada kualitas daripada kuantitasnya.
RCTI Plus, satu aplikasi semua hiburan. Menghadirkan fitur terbaru, Travel. Kamu bisa cari lagu dengan katalog yang selalu diupdate. Ada fitur ID lagu, bantu kamu temukan lagu apa yang sedang diputar. Download dan dengarkan lagu favoritmu dengan atau tanpa internet. Semua ini yang dipersembahkan oleh sponsor favoritmu. Semua yang kamu mau ada di RCTI Plus, satu aplikasi semua hiburan.
Ya, walaupun kedudukan sementara masih imbang 0-0, namun permainan dari timnas U19 ini patut kita apresiasi juga karena mampu menahan imbang dari Venezuela yang sebenarnya kalau kita lihat dari susunan pemainnya merupakan pemain-pemain yang sudah berpengalaman ya Bung ya.
Betul.
Tapi kalau saya lihat juga tadi saya agak kaget waktu di awal tuh bahwa pemain-pemain kita juga secara postur itu juga imbang ya dengan pemain Venezuela ya Bung?
Iya, karena sekarang salah satu syarat ketika pemain itu menjadi masuk di timnas, salah satu syarat adalah posturnya juga harus tinggi. Itu tidak bisa dibantah karena postur tetap akan berperan penting dalam sebuah dalam tim sepak bola.
Yeah.
Oke lah bahwa orang mengatakan bahwa kan ada Messi yang posturnya tidak tinggi juga, tapi kan berapa banyak pemain yang kemudian punya postur seperti Messi dan tampil luar biasa? Tidak banyak. Jadi jumlahnya ketika pemain yang posturnya kecil dia harus punya kemampuan yang di atas rata-rata. Taruhlah misalnya sama-sama pemain belakang. Ketika ada pemain belakang yang kualitasnya sama-sama bagus secara kualitas, kemudian pilihannya tinggal dua, yang satu tidak terlalu tinggi dan kemudian yang satu tinggi. Kira-kira yang dipilih yang mana? Pasti yang tinggi karena dibutuhkan untuk duel-duel bola atas. Kemudian ketika pemain tengah juga, ketika kualitasnya sama dan pilihannya adalah antara postur yang besar sama yang kecil. Kalau kita bicara untuk level Asia, maka dibutuhkan pemain yang juga secara postur juga harus tinggi. Kita lihat misalnya di ajang seperti SEA Games kemarin. Banyak pemain yang U22 itu posturnya besar-besar. Tim Malaysia punya pemain yang postur besar seperti Quentin atau kemudian juga Thailand juga punya. Bahkan mereka melakukan dalam tanda kutip naturalisasi karena kelebihan postur sangat penting. Tidak mungkin, bukannya tidak mungkin, tapi misalnya pemain yang secara postur kecil harus benar-benar punya kualitas yang bagus. Secara teori orang mengatakan bahwa pemain yang kecil, postur kecil itu membuat dia akan punya kemampuan dribbling yang bagus karena secara gravitasi dia lebih dekat. Tetapi kalau dia tidak benar-benar istimewa, pemain kecil misalnya disenggol sedikit, potensi jatuhnya kan lebih ini ketika 2-1 akan lebih mudah dijatuhkan. Dan momentum itu sudah menjadi hilang. Tapi kalau sama-sama posturnya besar, dia kuat, maka secara ini dia akan bisa menang postur dan kemudian dia akan bisa ketika duel 1 lawan 1 juga akan cukup menguntungkan. Jadi itu alasan kenapa sekarang yang kita lihat pemain kita rata-rata posturnya besar-besar karena salah satu syarat yang dipilih termasuk oleh coach Bima Sakti ketika menentukan pemain adalah posturnya harus tinggi, kecuali dia benar-benar istimewa seperti misalnya nomor apa yang dilakukan oleh misalnya tadi Asrul ya, yang dia secara postur tidak tinggi tapi kan dia punya kemampuan dribble yang bagus, dia punya kemampuan passing yang bagus, maka dia dipilih. Tapi kalau misalnya sama-sama passingnya bagus, kemudian akurasi kemudian dia punya ketenangan yang baik, pilihan antara pemain yang posturnya mungkin tidak terlalu besar dengan pemain besar, kecenderungannya sekarang akan memilih untuk pemain yang secara postur besar.
Iya, tapi di babak pertama tadi bagaimana Bung Maruf melihat permainan Indonesia? Tapi sebelum itu kita bisa melihat ini adalah statistik di babak pertama. Indonesia memang untuk shots on targetnya juga
on target 0 ya, karena 2 kali. Agak berbeda tadi yang sempat data saya katakan saya sebutkan pertama ya, yang dari Google kemudian ini adalah 2/5, tapi tidak ada on target untuk Indonesia dan 2 untuk Venezuela. Dan kemudian pelanggarannya 8. Jadi kalau kita bicara secara keseluruhan kita bisa mengatakan bahwa pertandingan masih berimbang. Kemudian Indonesia bisa memberikan perlawanan. Memang belum ada on target, tapi setidaknya ada 2 kesempatan tembakan yang dilakukan pemain Indonesia. Jadi ada situasi di mana kita punya peluang untuk masuk dan memberikan pressure ke pertahanan dari Venezuela. Sementara kalau kita lihat dengan on target yang dilakukan oleh Venezuela, artinya bahwa tidak terlalu istimewa, tidak terlalu berbahaya juga karena memang penampilan yang sangat bagus juga yang dilakukan oleh penjaga gawang kita. Cahaya Supriyadi juga bermain dengan sangat baik, melakukan banyak penyelamatan dan ini menurut saya juga menjadi salah satu poin kenapa pemain kita juga menjadi lebih nyaman. Tapi kalau situasi ini bertahan sampai di babak kedua, saya juga yang paling penting adalah ini jangan sampai kemudian terlena ya. Apapun tekanan ada, pressure ada, ancaman yang dilakukan Venezuela juga cukup berbahaya. Jadi tentu di babak kedua nanti harus ekstra waspada.
Oke, dengan melihat statistik tadi dan permainan dari Indonesia sendiri, di babak kedua ini jika nanti berakhir imbang dilanjutkan dengan babak adu penalti. Yang kita harapkan tentunya pemain Indonesia mampu mencetak gol ya Bung ya.
Betul.
Di babak kedua ini. Apakah mampu pemain kita di babak kedua ini untuk mencetak gol terlebih dahulu?
Bukannya mampu tidak mampu, tapi sebisa mungkin mereka juga bisa mencetak gol karena peluang itu kan ada dan kita harapkan tentu nanti tim pelatih di ruang ganti akan bisa memberikan sesuatu yang membuat pemain kita menjadi lebih percaya diri. Oke, sesi pertama atau fase pertama di babak pertama adalah bagaimana cara menghandle situasi, bagaimana kemudian cara untuk bisa tidak terlalu under pressure, bisa menahan bola, bisa mengendalikan permainan, itu penting. Fase kedua sekarang adalah mungkin tekniknya akan sedikit diubah, bagaimana lebih percaya diri ketika menyerang. Itu poinnya, karena kita punya 2 kali tembakan, bisa tembakan, nanti kita punya kesempatan. Kita bisa menguasai bola, berarti kita punya kesempatan untuk bisa lebih menekan pertahanan dari Venezuela. Tapi yang juga menjadi catatan lain adalah kadang di turnamen seperti ini, dan kemudian kalau kita bicara ini adalah jangka panjang, ada beberapa target. Pertama bisa jadi targetnya adalah how to defend, bagaimana ketika cara bertahannya. Pelatih ingin melihat kemampuan pemain kita bertahan ketika menghadapi serangan balik, ketika menghadapi pressure, sejauh mana kemampuan kita bertahan. Itu satu. Yang kedua, kalau kemudian ingin cara menyerang, biasanya pelatih akan meminta pemainnya untuk lebih bagaimana cara menyerangnya. Menyerang dari posisi apa? Apakah kemudian menyerang dari sayap, maka Ronaldo Kuate mungkin akan bisa dimaksimalkan, atau bagaimana cara menyerang dari tengah. Jadi jangan diharapkan ini adalah tim yang sudah jadi, bukan. Ini tim yang kemudian baru dibentuk untuk kemudian mengembangkan bagaimana cara bertahan, bagaimana cara transisi, bagaimana ketika mendapatkan counter attack, bagaimana ketika memanfaatkan situasi 1 lawan 1. Jadi kita harus melihat prosesnya, jangan kemudian hanya melihat dari sisi endingnya. Jadi babak pertama oke, bertahan sudah oke, memang ada beberapa peluang, ada beberapa ancaman, tapi setidaknya kiper bisa melakukan penyelamatan. Tinggal babak kedua, apa yang diinginkan oleh pelatih, itu yang akan kita lihat.
Nah, kita bisa nantikan saja apa yang diinginkan pelatih ya. Di babak kedua ini, apakah juga ada pergantian pemain nantinya.
Betul.
Karena kalau Bung Maruf lihat di babak pertama ini sebenarnya pemain Indonesia juga sudah bermain cukup baik ya, Bung.
Betul. Yang agak khawatir mungkin adalah fisik mereka ya. Jelas kan itu butuh pertama ini waktu berkumpulnya tidak terlalu lama. Dan adaptasi mungkin fisik juga tentu harus dijaga betul, karena ini turnamen yang jadwal juga agak lumayan padat. Jadi rotasi juga mungkin dilakukan. Tapi kalau kita lihat sepanjang babak pertama, sebenarnya beberapa pemain juga sudah mereka rata-rata tampil dengan cukup bagus ya. Jadi bisa dikatakan mungkin di awal-awal kalaupun ada perubahan lebih karena ingin melakukan penyegaran. Misalnya mungkin di tengah apakah perlu ada penyegaran dengan masukkan beberapa nama, atau misalnya Ronaldo Kuate posisinya tidak lagi sebagai penyerang sayap tapi lebih sebagai target man dengan formasi 4-4-2, atau misalnya dengan memasukkan pemain lain yang diharapkan memang lebih bisa berkontribusi secara nyata di pertandingan babak kedua. Jadi kita akan lihat apa yang diinginkan pelatih, dan itu akan kita lihat di dalam lapangan.
Ya, ini kita bisa melihat bagaimana beberapa pemain Venezuela seperti Chacon ya tadi, dia merupakan pemain timnas senior, Bung, di Venezuela.
Pemain yang waspada ya, dan cukup berbahaya juga ya. Tadi beberapa ini juga cukup sebenarnya bisa dikatakan relatif bisa meredam lah ya apa yang terjadi di babak pertama, dan kita harap tetap fokus barisan belakang karena berkali-kali bisa dieksploitasi, dan kita harapkan ada perubahan dari sisi penyerangan yang dilakukan oleh timnas kita.
Iya, kita akan melihat saat lagi bagaimana jalannya babak kedua. Tadi kita lihat bagaimana timnas U19 kita sedang berdoa ya, Bung ya.
Ya, betul. Dan
ini ada di Bima Sakti dan juga Zenan Randonic.
Ya, Zenan Randonic diharapkan bisa mengubah di babak kedua ya, karena dia juga pasti akan berkoordinasi juga dengan pelatih terkait dengan apa yang terjadi di babak pertama, dan dia tentu akan berkoordinasi dan pertimbangan dengan Sintayong.
Oke, langsung saja inilah babak kedua antara Indonesia versus Venezuela di laga pertama Grup B Toulon Cup 2022.
The referee Baudouin gets it back underway. No changes at half time. But given the warmth, given the need to use your squad throughout the tournament, I'm sure we'll see plenty in this second half. See if Indonesia can start brightly. Charaka with the run, and it's a useful ball across as well, palmed away. Under a bit of pressure there by Samuel Rodriguez. And placed the effort by Ronaldo, but it's a good, bright beginning from Indonesia. First real time we've seen Hoki Charaka find a bit of daylight. Just wondering, I think, where that was going. Samuel Rodriguez, there's the second save. The first one, that sort of sprawl, fist away, might have looked a bit unnecessary, but he wasn't sure if it was just going to skim into the top corner. Here's Conde. Forward then by Jesus Paz. Emerson Ruiz. See what Indonesia can do with this free kick. Not going to win too many headers on the edge of the opposition penalty area. I think they need to rethink that. Two really big centre halves of Venezuela who are good in the air, Ferro and Conde. Ferro the taller. Here's Conde on the ball. Already, as I mentioned in the first half, a full international, Oscar Conde. It's behind for a rather cheap corner. Across to take it without a great deal of urgency is Chacon. There's the attempt to keep it in play. Chacon looks to swing it in deep, but it goes beyond everyone. It's the second time they've overhit one of those set pieces. One statistic I thought was worth thinking about after yesterday's games, and indeed looking on to today. Only one tournament winner in the last 13 of these Tournois Maurice Revello has failed to win their opening game. That's why it's important that Argentina got over the line. Many people saw them as pre-tournament favourites. Colombia in 2011 were the only side to fail to win their opening game. They drew with Portugal. James Rodriguez scored that day. And they went on to win it. If you go a bit further back, only two of the last 16 winners have failed to win their opening game. France in 2006, a tough opening game against Mexico, also failed. Edgard with the throw. Adrian Kova wins the header. Kova with the long throw, and then it's flicked on by Daniel Perez. Followed by Jesus Paz. We're aware of the threat there of Guadarrapa. Segovia bundled over this time. In fact, it's I was going to say it's gone the other way. It hasn't. It was Venezuela free kick. Yeah, correctly as well. The initial challenge was the step across from Arkan. Yes, on Chacon. Stands over it, but in the end he moves away. Set pieces haven't been great from him so far. Matias Lacava takes over. In the end it is Chacon who swings that in deep. It was certainly better from him. And that's overhit. One thing you always do notice at the Stade de l'Art, when that Mistral is blowing a bit, and it's not blowing very fiercely, the famous wind in this part of the world, but you can, when we get a chance, see the flags. See there, the yellow flag over on the far side. It's blowing a bit more than it looks, and that can affect games. It's a Bit of a wide open bowl of a stadium. Here's Perez. The ball there from Guararappa was to try and slip it back through for Perez. Now Guararappa, is he going to try and curl it? He did. Indonesia sticking to their task, but it's good sustained Venezuela pressure at the moment, this. Goalkeeper decided to stay on his line. He half came there. Perez who climbed and headed it well wide. I think that time he was just a little bit underneath it. Chayana. Right from Segovia. Now Oscar Conde. Support from Jesus Paz. He can't find a way through, and in the end the free kick committed by the Venezuela left back. Another with a fair bit of experience at Zulia, 27 first team appearances in all. Indonesia really growing into this game. Here's Ronaldo. The question still would be, where's their forward threat going to come from? They don't have a finisher like Perez or even a player like Lacava, really. They're going to make a change. It will be Subhan Fajri, winger, to come on in a moment. Good play there from Lacava. Here's Guararappa. And though they do well to come across and deal with him. Change imminent as well for Venezuela. Bryant Ortega. He's going to come on, the Caracas FC player. Ronaldo beaten to it. Here's Lacava. Lovely drop of the shoulder, great bit of skill, and he keeps going here, Lacava. It's a brilliant bit of play, but in the end he wanted one touch too many. This, right until the final part, was outstanding from Lacava. Always wants it on that left foot, but had to shift it to the right. Ferrari did well to stick to the task. It's another really good delivery, and Ferro heads wide. Oh, we thought he might be a threat from these set pieces. In the end, he climbed and off the left shoulder and away. And Samuel Rodriguez. Now Andres Ferro. Conde pulled back as he tried to play that forward. while to make these changes. Venezuela on the front foot at the moment. Kadek Arel is also going to come on here for Indonesia. Can play at centre half or at full back. There's Ortega. There's a long throw and the flick on from Perez, and just wide in the end. But he is starting to make an impact there. Perez, Chacon on the end of it. It's all fairly simple. It's always going to be difficult to turn it inside that near post. So here come the changes. Afrianto Nico making way, and so too Mohamed Rafli for Kadek Arel and Suban Fajri. Arel just 17 years of age, and it's Lacava who makes way for Ortega. He's drifted in and out of this game, Matthias Lacava. The schooling and the quality, he's always going to be a player worth keeping an eye on. But as a whole, he wasn't that convincing here. Push in the back from Chayana. And it goes then from Chacon. Trying to break forward was Ronaldo. Can't quite believe that it wasn't his throw. There's Segovia. Oscar Conde. No way through for Ortega. That was Kadek Arel's first contribution there. Jesus Paz with the throw. There's Guerre Rapper. Still can't quite wriggle through. Ortega. Deflected behind for a corner. Effort from Emerson Ruiz. It wasn't the most convincing set piece, was it? Both sides can really pour so far in those areas. Ortega's been plenty involved since he came on. 4 appearances in the under-20 Copa Libertadores and 3 in the actual Copa Libertadores for him. 6 league appearances too, so still at the start of things, the 19-year-old. Here's Jesus Paz. Venezuela have about to make another change. Decent quality in for Perez, and he climbed and tried to angle it inside the far post. Manuel Sulbaran is the player who's about to come on, is a right winger. Rapaz. Here's Guararapa. Good movement from Yerson Chacon. Behind for another Venezuela corner. Getting into the final half hour, and Venezuela still haven't found a breakthrough. Another really poor set piece. That one bounced in front of the first defender. It's about the weakest so far. Ortega, yeah, went down after the challenge, slightly delayed reaction. Sulbaran for Guararapa. I think that yellow card might just have something to do with that. Had a decent game, Guararapa. Now Sulbaran, who was sent off in his last league game for Caracas FC. Hope for a rather more positive impact here. And that's a miscue, the attempted clearance, and it fell to Chacon. Now Ferro. Centre half was lining up a shot for a moment there. He's done really well to react and win it back. Here's a first touch for Manuel Sulbaran. That's one back by Ortega. Really good bullying strength there from Kova. That's a pretty cynical foul. Canadian referee, no hesitation in showing the yellow card over on the far side. Kova, the player who was brought down. Edgard, the player who's booked. It's just good old-fashioned obstruction, that. Final 25 minutes then, still no breakthrough here in Obaña. Touch on there towards Perez. Now here's Edgard. Forward by Ferrari. Now Ronaldo. Can he make something happen? One-on-one here with Conde. He's done really well to pull it back, Ronaldo. That is always the worry. Venezuela have been the better side here, but all it would take is just a moment of magic from Ronaldo. Find themselves behind. They just haven't made the most of their opportunities. Perez. Really quick feet from Silvaran, the substitute. Flag was up over on the far side. Now Ferro. Here's Oscar Conde. Now Jesus Paz. Field from Silvaran. Segovia. He continues his run. Segovia! And in front of him was Perez. Venezuela celebrate. The whistle isn't to disallow the goal. The whistle's for the injured player. Segovia, the player down. He flung himself at it. Darting in behind was Perez. Venezuela grabbed the lead. Finally, they have their breakthrough. See Segovia charging, and he took a few defenders' eyes off it. It was Perez in behind who flicked it home. No pressure on the cross from Kova. Daniel Perez puts Venezuela in front. And to his credit, having missed 2 or 3 opportunities to stick at it, to keep getting into the position, he deserves great credit. Well, they deserve it just about. They've been the better side, but they were starting to get frustrated. Don't underestimate Segovia's contribution to all of that. Now then, will that open the floodgates here for Venezuela? Now they can have the confidence of that lead. We can celebrate too our second goal of this tournament, Maurice Ravello, after 2 entertaining and competitive but tight games yesterday. And another one here. That's a good quality response, that, from Indonesia, showing that they're not finished here. They're going to have to maybe be a little more positive and take a risk or two. There's the long ball forward for the substitute, Silvaran, and it was on as well, but in the wind, it was always going to bounce away from him. Now Ferrari. Bounces off Ronaldo. Segovia to launch it forward. They could be in for a second with Ortega. Should have taken the chance. It's a good block by Chaya Supriyadi. No great surprise. Indonesia making a change. Ferdi Cecep, we call him Ferdi, he's going to come on. Hakan Fikri makes way. Well, that's a positive move from Zenan Radoncic. See if it pays dividends for him. Sulbaran pulls it back for Segovia. Now Indonesia maybe can counter. Now they've just about held his run there. Oscar Conde too strong for him. Over the head there of Jesus Paz. Does his team have the energy here and the quality in the final third to get themselves level? There's good strength there from Ferdi. It will be an Indonesia free kick and ball. They've made nothing of these so far. It's going to be the substitute Ferdi to take it. Leave it in the end here for Subhan Fajri. Well, that isn't a attempt at goal, and that's a disappointing delivery, certainly. Straight into the arms of Samuel Rodriguez. Target here is Sulbaran. Indonesia putting themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Now Jesus Paz. Done really well there. Kucharaka just chased and chased. Time, I think, for a cooling break here, yeah. Indonesia with a chance to just get themselves together for a big last 15 minutes for them. Goal from Daniel Perez. That's the problem, isn't it? No pressure at all on that cross, and having played the pass out wide, Segovia chased it in, and Perez got in behind him, but Segovia was a significant distraction. And the other praise for Perez there is that he too could have been distracted, but still an excellent finish from him. Here's the chance for Ortega. Just needs more subtlety, doesn't it? He didn't catch it either. In situations like that, you either try and place it beyond the keeper or you hit it with force. And don't worry about placement. He didn't either. He placed it straight at him. Whether he was trying to nutmeg him, but it didn't work out. Really, that call it a miss from Ortega. Keeps Indonesia in the game. Just about. Raka Chayana with the throw in here. The run is by Ronaldo. Back by Ferrari. Ferrari launches it long. There's Ferdi. The quicker throw than that was on, but this is Ronaldo. At times he just hasn't necessarily had enough support here, Ronaldo. He's clearly got quality, the full international player. In the back on Perez. Now Ferdi. Bit of play there by Segovia. Now Jesus Paz. Venezuela might be preparing a couple more changes here. There's Ferro. Followed by Fajri. Sulbaran. Venezuela corner as we head into the final 10 minutes here. Moment Batista's side just in front. Quality ball in, and all they could do was smuggle it behind for another corner. Since Ortega came on, they just had that little more quality with their set pieces. Goes deep again, Ortega, and right on cue, of course, he overhits one. It's turned into quite a scrappy game here, but in a way that suits Venezuela. Having got in front, absolutely priceless with games to come against Mexico in Vitrol, and then Ghana back here in Ogbania. In terms of qualifying for the semi-finals, of course, it's the three group winners and then the next best. It is a very, very tough qualifying process. Every point absolutely priceless, and in fact, every goal can end up being priceless. Early penalty shootout win for Panama yesterday, giving them the extra point, just feels massive already. His pass. There's Ortega with a knockdown. It's a good attempt from Daniel Perez. It's amazing how often it happens. The goal's just given him that little bit of confidence. Just behind him. You can absolutely see what he was trying to do. There's at least a double change coming up here for Venezuela. Abraham Bahashil is going to be thrown on. So too Heriel de Santis. There's Perez though. What a good first touch that was from Chacon. It's another good save from Jaya Supriyadi. Foul by Chacon. There's that touch from Chacon. Straight out the goalkeeper, but he still does well. In general, his positional play has been excellent. Jaya Supriyadi. Mohamed Ferrari. Is Kadek Adel. Headed forward by Charaka. Ibrahim Bayashil's going to come on, so too DeSantis. Goal scorer Daniel Perez is coming off, and so too the player who created the goal, Talasco Segovia. Captain's armband has been handed over, but right now he is leading them to the win. Taking their time to come off, a point that Ferdy, I think, was just making to the referee. The player on the left of the picture there, Segovia, is the one that I would pick out. He's had an excellent game. So the centre forward from Boa Vista, Heriel de Santis, on for Perez effectively, and Bahashil, who's currently without a club. Caracas born, formerly at Metropolitanos, but he's left there. Just under 50 league appearances. And, right now he doesn't know where the next step of the journey is going to be. Apart from he's going to play 5 minutes here to try and see Venezuela home. Sulbaran. And he worked the angle when he could, but he couldn't wrap his foot around the shot. Jesus Paz with the throw. Second chance to launch it forward, but Supriyadi just had a long look at that and can clear it away here for Indonesia. They haven't really created anything, not of note anywhere, and they're going to have to find a way in the final 3 minutes plus here for Doncic's side. Behind for Venezuela corner, Bryant Ortega across the take it. He's given them that little bit of momentum. Substitute Baha Shield, who won the corner. Towards the penalty spot, and Indonesia looking to make it safe here. As Yeson Chacon. Loaded wide by Baha Shield. Indonesia managed to shovel it away. Venezuela will feel now that they can just manage this situation. Keep hold of the ball and get the job done, get over the line. Sulbaran. Chase on here for DeSantis. Nice skill there from Sulbaran. All of it buys them time as we head to the final minute of the 90. Forward by Baha Shield. We're going to be 4 added minutes here. Indonesia are going to make a double change. Raza Fahrezi is going to come on along with Ricky Pratama. Just fresh legs for one final tilt for them here. Mexico next for them in Vitral, and then Ghana back here. It's not going to get any easier. It's a tough group, this. They all are, really, but this looked a particularly tough draw for Indonesia, who've acquitted themselves well. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, though. 4 minutes confirmed. They've got to just see if they can fashion a chance here. Clumsy challenge there into the back of Fashri. See Sulbaran's trying to stop them taking it in the wrong position. Made a real mess of that, didn't they? Rusadi trot on the ball. Cleared by Chaya Supriyani. Still, they want to make these changes. Indonesia, still it's taking a while. Here's Ronaldo. Just can't beat Conde one-on-one. He's committed the foul in the end. So double change. Ferrari is going to come off, and I tell you, Charaka, who's run himself into the ground, centre forward, also gets a rest. Final 2 minutes now. That's a bang on the left knee for Ferrari as well. Kake Rudianto on for him and Pratama on as well. Just can't get it forward though. Indonesia, they have tired a bit here. They put a lot of energy into this display. Just looks like they're going to fall short. That one moment of quality. Segovia creating it and providing the distraction. Perez kept his eyes on the ball and finished. Is that going to be the decisive moment? Here's Ortega. Nice reverse now for Paz. And we move into the final minute of the four. There might be an extra 30 seconds or so, but no more than that. Yellow card for Paz for time wasting. Never know with those ones right at the end of the game. That could come back to haunt you. You're booked in the final group game. Nice foul there, Silvaran. He made an awful lot of not very much there. He's fully aware of where we are in the game. Ferro's just run from his own half to ask the referee about the time that's being played and also ask for a yellow card. And there's really no need for that at all, but he knows that if he does that, it just helps run down the clock a bit. Silvaran on the ball. That'll be the final act of the game. Venezuela do get the win. Doncic disappointed. Daniel Perez with a goal. As we headed for the final 20 minutes, Indonesia did themselves great credit here. But Venezuela were the better side, were the more threatening side. In the end, it was that man Perez who just about made the
Ya,
difference.
akhirnya pertandingan antara Indonesia versus Venezuela di laga perdana grup B ini berakhir dengan kemenangan Venezuela dengan 0-1 dan gol tercipta di menit ke-69 oleh Daniel Perez. Dan Daniel Perez ini merupakan pemain dari klub Brah. Oke, Bung Maruf,
Ya.
bagaimana Anda melihat jalannya babak kedua ini, Bung?
Hasil yang harus kita terima, hasil yang memang karena faktor bagaimana kualitas yang dimiliki oleh Venezuela cukup bagus, terutama di babak kedua. Intensitas yang mereka tunjukkan sangat luar biasa, mereka lebih agresif, mereka tidak memberikan kesempatan pada pemain kita untuk membangun permainan. Beberapa kali kita lihat bagaimana para pemain dari Venezuela mereka menekan dengan garis tinggi, jadi sudah melakukan pressure ketika bola baru dimainkan di bawah karena memang pola permainan kita terutama yang coba dibangun oleh sepak bola Indonesia di level junior adalah bagaimana build up serangan dari bawah. Nah di awal Venezuela mungkin tidak melakukan pressure terlalu ketat, jadi Indonesia bisa mengembangkan permainan. Tapi begitu tahu bagaimana cara bermain Indonesia, maka mereka melakukan pressure. Itu yang membuat di babak kedua tidak banyak yang bisa kita lakukan dan Venezuela terlihat mereka sangat agresif, mereka sangat dominan dan mereka sangat punya banyak peluang.
Ya, apa saja nih kesalahan yang dilakukan oleh pemain Indonesia di babak kedua ini sehingga akhirnya kita tidak bisa bergerak, Bung?
Pertama adalah perubahan yang dilakukan oleh Venezuela. Mau tidak mau apa yang dilakukan sebenarnya di awal tadi ya sempat kita lihat beberapa peluang, bahkan ada pressure sangat baik yang dilakukan oleh pemain Caraka, Hoki Caraka tadi melakukan tembakan, kemudian ada juga usaha yang dilakukan oleh Kuate juga, tapi selebihnya memang praktis kemudian pertandingan menjadi milik dari Venezuela. Kalau kita bicara apa kemudian kesalahan yang dilakukan, apa kekurangannya? Pertama adalah kekurangan dari akurasi passingnya, karena kalau kita lihat data akurasi passing pemain kita hanya 64%, sementara Venezuela berada di angka sekitar 74%. Jadi memang akurasi passing kita harus perbaiki. Yang kedua adalah gaya main yang dilakukan oleh Venezuela itu membuat pemain kita tidak nyaman untuk mengembangkan permainan. Ini adalah peluang yang dimiliki oleh Kuate juga ya tadi ya. Beberapa kali memang babak kedua sebenarnya Kuate lebih agak terlihat dan ini adalah gol yang tercipta. Kalau yang di-mention oleh komentator luar tadi mengatakan bahwa tidak ada pressure sama sekali yang dilakukan sehingga pemain nomor 15 dari Venezuela tadi dengan begitu nyaman memberikan umpan dan ini adalah peluang yang juga dimiliki oleh Venezuela. Sangat baik penampilan dari Cahya Supriyadi, penempatan posisi, ketenangan, refleks yang dilakukan.
Betul sekali.
Kalau seandainya dia tidak dalam top performance, saya pikir kita mungkin bisa kalah lebih banyak. Bukannya mendahului ya, tapi dengan apa yang dilakukan oleh Cahya Supriyadi, penampilannya luar biasa dan bisa dikatakan sebagai penyelamat.
Ya, bahkan tadi kita di belakang